Hello and welcome to July in a Year Gardening. Got a lot of things to run through with you today. The garden is looking resplendent at the moment and we've got lots of work to do, and I want to show you a few things today with the fruit trees, bit in the front garden. Yeah, lots and lots of bits and pieces to run through. I've planted out my courgettes into their pots. I've got the tomatoes in the greenhouse growing, so it's a very, very busy time of year in the garden. So let's crack on. Enjoy July in a Year Gardening. Well, here we are in the mini orchard and we have got some lovely fruit coming on this lovely Braeburn apple tree. But what we've got to bear in mind, if I show you this section here, we have got two apples coming on the tree together. Now, one of these is going to grow, one of them isn't. And so what we've got to do is just take one off there and leave the bigger one to grow as a lovely apple. And I'm doing this right throughout the tree. The same thing up here. Take the smaller one off and then leave the larger one to grow. And if I work my way around the tree here, I can do the whole thing and remove the smaller apples for the larger ones to grow and be beautiful fruit. I think I'm going to have around about 100 apples off of this tree this year, which will be absolutely fantastic. Well, over the last couple of weeks, the bamboo on the patio area has been getting very, very tall. It's a real spurting season for it. So I'll show you what I've been doing to cut it down now. Well, I think you'll agree with me, that looks much better now. Nice and level along the top. Got just a little bit of tidying up to do, some more loose bits to take off, and some tidying up of some of the thicker bits with a pair of secateurs. That's going to keep that in check for the next month or so. I've noticed on the Victoria plum some discoloration and damage on this side here, so I'm going to take this section of the tree out. And so just going to do it in small sections so that I'm able to control what I'm taking out. That's the damaged and dying section taken out. I'm going to cut that up a little bit in order to put that into the fire. While I'm here, I'm going to take out a little bit of the height from the middle as well. Got a very, very high tree here. So I can just reduce the height a little. There's another bit to come out there. It's going to be far too high otherwise. Just take that one out. There. We've had no fruit on the tree this year, so it's a good time to control that height. Bring that one down there. Yes, those last two there. Get that out. And already you can see that is looking much better. Well, these are the little pots that I use for growing my courgettes, and they have started flowering now and they're looking quite healthy. So I'm giving them a feed once a week with some liquid seaweed and then just a water as the pots dry out. Hopefully we'll have some lovely fruit on those this year. Well, it's not really a day to be out in the garden today. Raining just a little bit, so I think we're going to have to wait for another couple of days until we do some gardening. Well, the rain has finally stopped for a few minutes, so I thought I'd pop round to the entrance of the courtyard garden where I have my Pelargonium baskets, often called geraniums. These are variegated Pelargoniums, and one thing that people don't do with their baskets, you keep them watered, we keep them looking lovely, but every week you should be turning them just to give the sunlight a different aspect on them. So just a simple turn once a week, and that will allow the sun onto these plants in a different perspective and keep them nice and healthy. So that's about it I've got for you for this show. So let's just go and sum up. Well, the start of this month has not been fantastic weather-wise, hasn't given us much of a chance to get outside. However, I'm not getting outside that much at all at the moment, and I've reached a point now where I'm going to be reaching out and getting some assistance with the garden because it's just a little bit too much for me, all in all. However, we have got some lovely plants growing. The tomatoes are looking fantastic, the cucumbers are looking well. We've got the courgettes growing there, and I've got a friend who's bringing me some squash plants round to grow, so that'll be enjoyable as well. The front garden is almost tamed. We're keeping on top of it as much as possible. But I say the weather has been against us, but it's not been as bad as it has been for the people around Jamaica, Grenada, Barbados, and then to Mexico now with Hurricane Beryl, and our thoughts and prayers are with all of those families and everyone affected by that amazingly strong storm, and we hope that everything turns out well for them. So that's it for this show, I'm afraid. So without any further ado, I will wish you well. So stay well, stay safe, be kind to each other, and with a small glass, as is my normal way, happy gardening. Cheers.